Yeah. All right,
Okay.
episode 85 of the Saudi Fitness Talk Show. We're very grateful to have Noah Laith with us today.
Thank you for having
Let's talk all things longevity, hormones. We're getting some peptides hopefully as well, as I'm not very informed on that. I know bits and pieces of this, but you're the guy on peptides, so hopefully we can talk a little bit more about that. So welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So you're here at the Xenos Health Summit. Yeah, visiting Saudi. Is this your first time here?
Yes, it's my first time in Saudi, and I'm blown away by the possibilities, by the people, by the kindness.
Yep.
Really amazing country. And until now, I've seen amazing things.
Awesome. That's great. And you're doing a talk here as well. You're doing a talk.
Yes.
Is that tomorrow?
It's today at 5 p.m.
Today at 5 p.m. Okay.
Yeah.
And what are you talking about today? What's the topic?
I'm talking about you have to think like this. Science, medical science, has a delay of 17.2 years.
Okay.
So what we are discovering today will be mainstream in 17.2 years. That's on average.
Right.
And I'm going to share things that we have been using for 15, 20 years that the medical field is now getting. And I'm talking about medical doctors now getting to know about these things. And one of them is peptides. One of them is stem cells and exosomes.
Yeah. And where because I remember hearing about stem cells a while ago. And even peptides. Well, probably 10, 15 years ago. Probably the first time. Yeah, you said 17 years. It was probably the first time I heard about it. And I said to you, but when we met in the lobby, TB 500 and BPC 157, all these kind of ones.
Yes.
But I imagine it's moved on a long way since then.
Yes.
So in terms of from stem cells, that was always a big thing as well. Regeneration of, especially for injuries and cancers, and so where are we at now with all that? What's the kind of latest?
First of all, you have to understand that peptides, for example, insulin is the first peptide, and that has been existing more than 100 years ago.
Yeah.
And peptides has been the research and the production of them more than 50, 60 years ago.
Okay.
The one that revolutionized peptides was Dr. Kevinson, which was the private anti-aging doctor of Putin.
Okay.
He died 2 years ago. So always when I speak in the Western part of the world, they always tell me, but peptides, there's not too many humans research on it.
Yeah. Eastern Europe, though.
But exactly. In the Western world, in the United States, Canada, Europe, there are only 12, except GLP-1s, except Ozempic and Manjaro, there are only 12 clinical studies.
Okay.
But if you go to the Croatia and Russia, and all the Soviet countries, we're talking about more than 1,200 studies.
Yeah.
1,200 clinical trials, medical studies. Actually, in Russia, every pharmacy is obliged to have peptides. It's not a choice. And the reason is because the efficiency and the zero side effects of it. If you use it the right protocol with the right dosage, let me explain it in a more easy way.
Yeah.
For every disease that exists and that you're taking as synthetic drugs, there is another option in peptide form with less side effects, more bioavailability, and more efficiency.
So what then? I think people will come to their mind is, what is a peptide then?
Peptide. So you have to think like this: the reason why your 7-year-old nephew, that if he gets he falls and bleeds and gets scratches and he heals within a couple of days or weeks, comparing to you and me, it will take us months, is peptides. Is the amount of peptides that's in the body. So peptides are very short amino acids, chains of amino acids, and to not go too technical, you already have more than 250,000 peptides.
Okay.
You have peptides for healing, you have peptides for brain, for sexuality, for performance, for injuries, for your gut, for everything you have a peptide.
Yeah.
Right? So the reason why people, when they get older, they get more brain fogged, their digestion goes down, their performance goes down. Why top athletes stop when they are 30s? It's not because they're lazy. It's not because they don't want it's less, so they need to wait longer before they recover.
Yeah, slower
but
recovery.
But if you look at Brady, the handball player, he trained until he's 45. Why? Peptides.
Yeah.
LeBron James, he spent $1.5 million a year on his health. Big part of it is peptides.
And you got like Ronaldo here, the footballer, he's 40, Cristiano Ronaldo,
If your multi-dollar salary per month is depending on performance, you're going to do everything.
Yeah.
Yes, of course, gut health, sleep.
It only takes you so far, I suppose, isn't it?
After a certain age, and I'm guilty and proof of it, you cannot do anti-aging well without peptides. And 21 first century problems from metabolic, from toxins, from heavy metals need to have 21st century solutions. And peptides is one of these solutions.
And how did you get into all this stuff? How did you begin this journey?
I've been using peptides on my parents mostly. Because my parents had arthritis and my mother had many type of diseases, and we went to doctors from Switzerland to Germany to USA, UK, and all doctors told us, no, it's a neurodegenerative disease, you cannot heal it. And we did not accept that, so we went into this rabbit hole of biohacking, longevity and anti-aging, and we found many modalities that has been already existing for 30 years, but the doctors didn't know that. And the reason is because the half-life of medical knowledge is 76 days. So that means every 76 days, you as a doctor need to update yourself. And I know that doctors don't do that because I have 17 medical doctors working at our clinic. And to be honest to you, 18% of our patients are medical doctors. So we know how unhealthy and not optimized, and they need guidance, they need help, and they need update of their knowledge. So that's how it was more for personal reasons, and then we created the clinics, and then we acquired a GMP lab that produced peptides and stem cells and exosomes, and once you're surrounded with tens of scientists and obsessed people in their fields, you're gonna learn if you like it or not. And once you unknow it, you cannot unknow it.
Well, that's it, because in the medical field, through university, very general knowledge, isn't it? They touch on a lot of different areas, and then from there they can take it.
At med school, for example, we got one class about nutrition. Peptides only to have when someone has an acute reaction, how to use peptides to solve that. But for longevity, for anti-aging, for losing weight, for building muscles, for having brain power, we don't get peptides.
But why are you saying? We go back to Western culture doesn't go into peptides, is very unfamiliar, 12 studies. Why is that?
Well, that's a very good question. And the reason is very simple. You have to think like this. Peptides, because they're bioidentical into your body, they're already there in your body, you cannot put a patent on it. And big pharma, middle pharma, doesn't make sense to spend a clinical trial that can cost 10, 20, 30, $50 million, and you cannot patent it, then everyone else can produce it and sell it. Right? So that is, money is a big indicator and a big factor, which I understand.
It makes sense as a business, businesses.
And that's why there's not so many research, because what's the point?
But then why in say Eastern Europe, the pharmacies are like boom, boom, boom?
Because it's government based. There are no pharmaceuticals in Soviet and post-Soviet countries, right? Until recently. So it was a government initiative. And for
to have
them,
their population strong and healthy.
Exactly. Exactly. And they were very, if you look at Soviet countries, Russian-speaking countries, they are very driven by outcome. They're very driven by how can I be the best in what I'm doing. And they're going to do everything. They're going to do the gut and the foundation, everything, but they're going to always add other things also. And I'm sure you've seen the movies and the Olympics in the 70s and 60s and 80s where it was about performance. And they used everything. And I'm not talking about synthetic drugs. I'm not talking about steroids. Right? I'm talking about bioidenticals, biologicals. And yes, they used also steroids in many competitions back in the days. But nowadays, obviously, it's not legal anymore.
Where do peptides fit in then with sports and anti-doping and all that sort of side? Is that
Look, for anti-doping, I will not advise anyone to use peptides that is doing on competition level. Right? Especially if the regulations. I'm not gonna preach to do illegal things. But if you're in your 40s, if you're in your 50s, and you're waking up and you after 8 hours of sleep and you're still tired, you're not losing weight. One pizza will make you gain 2 kilos. Your brain fog, your energy is down, your sexuality and performance is down. Why, with all the signs that we have, why live a life like this?
You don't have to.
You don't have to. Right? You don't have to live in 1920 with the signs that we have.
What about you touched on there's less side effect? Is that something? What are the common side effects, or if any, what are they? I mean, because you talk about testosterone, all the androgenic side effects, and hormonal, with all those type. What about then with
peptides?
Yeah, with peptides. Yeah.
So you have to think like this, because they are bioidentical and because they're already in your body, the side effects, your body recognize them and it's as its own.
Yeah.
What can happen if you are on the wrong protocol, if you're taking too much of them,
Right.
if you're taking too long, your
Okay.
receptors can be desensitized, right?
Yep.
And then suddenly you don't react on the peptides. If you're on the wrong protocol and you're taking too much, you can have nasty side effects. If you are not taking pharma grade, GMP
Yeah.
from a
The
lab,
source, yeah.
the source, you can suddenly have unstable peptides. Unstable peptides are not active. You're just injecting insulin, saline water,
Yeah.
right? If you are doing peptides that are not pharma grade, you can have endotoxins, you can have kidney failures, you can have cardiac arrest. There's so many side effects,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
why I will not even
The
give
right
it
protocol is so
to
important.
my animal, to my dog. My dog now he's 96 years old in human lives
Yeah.
because of peptides.
Yeah, well.
So my mother, she said you should change the name of your clinic into Second Life because that's what peptides gave. I do have to say that peptides are great to heal, recover, and if you have a challenge. But you can also use them as anti-aging protocol.
Okay.
Because then the hole that you have to dig yourself out of it is much smaller if you start in your 40s or 30s than if you start in your 50s or 60s.
Right, yeah.
So it's also prevention. It's upgrade of your because they're signaling. Peptides are messengers. They tell your body to produce more hormones, more recovery, more brain power. They are signaling to your body. It's not exogenous. It's just a molecule signaling. It tells your body to do what needs to be doing.
Yeah.
While if you're young, your body is fresh and is listening better to your body.
And where do you see the future of peptides going in the West?
I think it's going to be much more mainstream because, as I said, the peptides exist already for a very long time.
Yeah.
And in some countries, it's just part of the culture to use
Yeah,
peptides.
it's normal.
And in
Yeah.
others, not yet. So I think seeing the government will see, okay, wow, peptides are an amazing tool, right, to add into the foundations.
Yeah.
And let's open the regulation into it, and it's going to be more regulated. Because whenever a market is not regulated, you're going to see a lot of cowboys.
Yeah.
And you don't want cowboys in the medical field.
Yeah.
Right? It's about your health. You should not be stingy about your health.
Yeah.
And especially if you're a high achiever, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a family man or woman, because that's already, nowadays it's already a top sport to be a family person, right? You want to be sharp and active and energized, so that your kids grow up with full present parents.
Yeah. You can still move and play even with your grandparents, not just parents.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, like my mother is 78. She now can do pull-up. 10 years ago, she couldn't even do one.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. And
Yeah.
does she full strength trains? Yeah.
She do
Deadlifts,
That's why I tell you, peptides are a tool. They're not the foundation,
Yeah.
right? So exercise.
You still
is
got to look after yourself. Eat well,
100%,
exercise, sleep
100%.
well. Yeah.
Avoiding parasites, avoiding heavy metals, making sure your gut is well, training, sleeping, all the foundation elements, and then peptides will do its magic. And we get a lot of people that say, no, I tried peptides, it didn't work, because you were not doing the foundation.
Yeah.
Or they were stacking peptides that were negating each other, or they were not taking the right supplements, or supplements that were negating also the peptides. So really, a medical protocol and guidance is crucial with peptides.
And how's it delivered? Is it injectables or is it
Yes. So there are
orals or?
there are very, very few peptides that actually gets given and being used orally because they don't bypass the gastric acids.
Okay.
So whenever you buy a peptide, except BPC-157, which is the most famous, used for gut health and used for anti-inflammatory effects, all other peptides, with a few couple ones like cerebrosin, I will not advise to take it orally.
Orally, yeah.
And nowadays the injections are so small. When I inject my mother, she said, "Oh, are you already finished? I didn't know. You don't feel it. It's so tiny." Insulin injection, you don't feel it.
Yeah. Oh, you just do it through like here,
Yeah,
in your
in your
umbilical.
fat, not even your muscle, in your fat.
Oh, yeah.
Fat,
It can be
yeah.
your glutes, in your belly. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. And so with peptides, then, is that something you recommend? You know, people getting into kind of health. You know, we're here in Saudi, and people, you know, a bit like the GLP-1s. You know, it's like it's something that it's a tool to kind of get you going, or something that is like a long-term thing as well.
Yes.
How would you kind of
Yes.
see that?
Very good question. I am not a fan of GLP-1.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of Ozempic or Mounjaro, any type of GLP-1. Why? Not because they're not efficient, because GLP-1 has many not so healthy side effects. That's
Okay.
number one. Number two, there are way more efficient peptides that are unknown to the world, and they do the work and even better without nasty side effects. GLP-1 is not good for gut. It does tear the lining of your gut. It disturbs the lining of your gut. So, yeah, that's.
I heard with GLP-1s about a lot of the weight you lose is actually lean body mass as well,
Exactly.
as well as not just fat.
Exactly.
you know.
Actually, if you,
You
don't
lose a lot
have
of
the right
muscle.
protocol,
Yeah.
you use way too much muscle strength, and then once you stop, you actually go back worse than where you were.
Yeah.
And there are other. So that's why the stack need to be very efficient and healthy,
Right.
anti-aging, longevity stack. Because you can, if someone comes and he is really overweight, yes, I will put him on GLP-1, but it's not going to be semaglutide and tirzepatide. It's going to be a GLP-1 with less nasty side effects. That's unfortunately not very known to the market. Yeah.
Yeah, they just
It's super popular here now.
So popular, here.
Like
Everyone's
really,
taking
really,
them.
really popular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
in Saudi. Yeah, a
Yeah,
lot of
because
people.
it works very, very fast.
Yeah, they're
right?
effective.
It work
Yeah.
it's very efficient, but you have to think long term. Health is not something you do just for 3, 4, 5 months. You're gonna live with your body for the next decades.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you wanna. It's your most important asset, more than your house, your car, your bag.
Yeah.
So it's yeah. You wanna make sure that's treated well. And GLP-1, we prescribe it sometimes for people who are really, really obese and they're gonna have a heart attack if they're not gonna make the change right now.
But that's what they were designed for, wasn't it? The really obese, like really overweight people.
They were designed for
Because you have like
diabetes.
ladies here
Yeah.
who are like 5. I want to lose 5 kilos. I'm going to
Yeah.
take GLP, like take
Yes.
Mounjaro. And you're like,
Yes.
why?
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just stop. Have a bit more discipline.
Exactly. No, even with
know.
you can also lose faster fat and lose weight, but without GLP. If it's only 5-10 kilo,
Yeah.
there are so many more efficient.
That's
if
what I'm
it's
saying.
50
Yeah,
kilo,
yeah.
Yeah.
If it's
That's
60
different.
kilo, that's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a patient. He had 180 kilo overweight.
But they can't move.
Exactly. In that case, we have to do it.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
But we stack it. We stack it with muscle building peptides and weight loss peptides. So and then a weight loss diet and a muscle building diet combined.
Yeah.
And you attack the body and heal the body from different angles.
Yeah.
So tell us about the muscle building peptides. People want to look good, get in shape.
Yeah, it's
all this
amazing to
stuff.
look good.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
The number one biomarkers for longevity is your muscle strength. Right?
Yeah.
Like Hans Kruger, one of my mentors, he was the director of the Anti-Aging Society in the United States. He did for 42 years research, what is the one biomarker that will bring people longer to live? And he found out that if you are a smoker and training versus non-smoker, non-training, you will outlive the non-smoker. Now, I don't say you should smoke and train, but at least you should train.
Yeah.
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 And the meds, the minimum effective doses is only 25 minutes a day. 25
It's
minutes a
nothing.
day. It's
Yeah.
nothing.
Nothing.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you don't have 25 minutes, you don't have a life.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's really
Yeah.
like with exercise. You don't actually need to do a lot.
No.
If you want to go high performance, you
Look,
want to be an athlete. That's
if you want to
different.
have a six-pack, yes.
Yeah.
But a six-pack doesn't mean you're healthy.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't, and that's what most people think. Like, just because actually a lot of people do have six-pack, either you do physique or bodybuilding. Actually, very unhealthy. A lot of them.
Especially if you're a woman.
I was just about to say, as just females. Yeah.
You have a lot of female patients with many androgenic and
hormonally-
hormonal imbalances because
Yeah.
they want a six-pack.
They destroy, especially with the ones who do a lot of the bikini or bodybuilding. Their hormones are wrecked. The rebounds after all the crashes are
Yeah,
the heavy
They
dieting.
stop menstruating. They become infertile.
Yeah.
And you have to think like this. We, as humans, our number one goal on life, on this earth, is to bring forward our genetic.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
We are a genetic transportation machine.
Yeah.
So whenever the body is not being fertile, it's a big red bell ringing, something is wrong.
That's a common thing with anabolics, isn't it?
100%.
The orals, they have all the side effects of those
100%.
on the liver,
Yeah.
all the toxification on the liver, and obviously then the injectables. Some of them are crazy. The side
And
effects.
a lot of women are taking steroids,
Yeah.
are taking anabolic, and they don't know they're taking it. in the form of contraceptive
Yeah.
pills.
Yeah.
That's mini doses of steroids.
Yeah.
And they're peeing that in the water. Countries and cities' filtration water system are not filtrating that, and everyone is showering it back with them with high estrogen, drinking the
Beautiful.
That's a horrible thought.
And that's why in 1950,
Yeah.
you know, the testosterone level, the average was 912. Today it's 476. It's one of the reasons.
Yeah.
Your grandfather had more testosterone than you and me
Yeah,
combined.
10 times more, or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to go fight a war maybe or something.
Yeah, we need to go and do it. Yeah.
You know, but it's there's so many variables, isn't there, contributing factors, and so I think especially now, not getting into that side of things with water sources, but also all the EMF, all the electrical stimulation and all the screen time, the blue
Microplastic,
light. I think we need a bit more support than our great grandparents needed when they didn't have all this technology.
100%. I always say in 1950, if you were ignorant, it was a blessing. Nowadays, it's the start of metabolic diseases, cancer. You cannot be any more ignorant. You have to become the CEO of your own biology. And if you don't care about yourself, at least care about the next generation, because toxicity is transgenerational, up to 4 generations.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
we did a lot of heavy metals and microplastic studies, and it goes into mice and rats up to between 4 to 8 generations.
Yeah, wow, I've never heard that. Wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
So, plus microplastic and heavy metals it's not if you're intoxicated, it's more how much you're intoxicated.
Yeah, because they're everywhere.
It's everywhere.
And all the air and everything, the food. And
Like, it's not
water.
COVID, the biggest pandemic, it's fertility.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, here, because, like, especially say in Saudi, like, everything is plastic water bottles.
Yeah.
You can't just drink out the tap here.
Impossible.
Like,
You
everything's
cannot do it
plastic.
in Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neither, nowhere.
Yeah, nowhere. All the lead pipes and everything, all
Exactly.
the water,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's crazy. So, yeah, I mean, and water's a big one, obviously. So, with all that side of things, trying to strip all that out. You need, if you're living, unless you're living on like some of these blue zones on an island somewhere, like,
Yes.
in Sardinia, or you're in Okinawa.
But there's
and
still planes flying above you.
There's still planes. The air moves around the world, doesn't it?
Exactly.
All
Like I
you
always
know.
say, yeah, but I'm eating, I'm growing organic food. Yeah, but if your neighbor is not the wind does not discriminate.
Yeah.
Right. So you that's why I tell you, you cannot be ignorant.
Yeah.
Nowadays, see it like this: 150 years ago, if you could read and write,
Mm-hmm.
big chance you become financial
Yeah.
independent.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you're happy if you're gonna get a cleaning job.
Yeah.
Mm.
So it's called inflation of money, but it's also inflation in health. Nowadays, you cannot just do the basics. You have to be way proactive into making sure that toxicity doesn't enter into your body,
Yeah.
that your mitochondria is healthy, that you're sleeping much deeper, because we are bombarded by sleep disruptors from EMF and 3G to
Phones,
you name it,
just on all the
phones
time,
and,
yeah.
and beds and synthetic clothes and you name it.
Yeah.
Right? So you have to become knowledgeable about it. It's not if.
Yeah, and aware of it. But I suppose at the same time, I guess there's also a balance of becoming so neurotic and stressed about it that it causes that side of things as well, isn't that? And I suppose that's something you have to juggle, right?
Yes. Well, let's say it like this: is Tiger Woods neurotic about his golf? No, he's just very focused.
Yeah.
He's hyper focused to become very good every day.
Yeah.
And he enjoyed the path and the process. Right? So it's not about being a neurotic about it. It's about waking up every day a bit smarter than the day before.
Yeah.
While enjoying the process.
And also to try not to change everything all at once as well.
100%.
'Cause that's
And to be honest with you, I don't know if you know Charlie Munger.
yeah.
Charlie Munger is one of my favorite mentors. He just don't know that he was my mentor.
Yeah,
God
yeah.
bless his soul. So he magnified the inversion model
Yeah.
in my life, which is, if you want to be a great parent, just make a list of all things what the worst father would be, and just don't go there.
And
If
don't
you
do
wanna
that, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you want to be the greatest investor, make a list of what is the worst investor. What do you do? And just don't go there. Same for health. Make a list of all the things that will kill you. How will the most unhealthy person act and live? And just don't go there. The upside will do its work.
Yeah.
It's
Kind
the
of
downside.
easier to think of the negatives, isn't it? The
Exactly.
bad things.
Much easier and
Yeah.
much more efficient.
Yes.
Because how many times we hear that? He was a multimillionaire and suddenly he lost all his money.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why it's way more important to focus on the downside and go away from it.
Interesting.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a good way of thinking about it.
definitely.
And with, what are your kind of then key pillars for people? You've kind of touched on a few, but people want to get healthy. Let's avoid the downside. What are kind of key, simple things that people need to be ticking the boxes?
Yeah, very good question. I get this question asked a lot in congresses and seminars. Like, what is the one thing I should do to be superhuman? Well, I'm going to give you two things. Number one, most powerful biohack tool, who you marry.
Okay, yeah.
That is the most.
Yeah.
Because that person will ignite just 1% to the left. It's like a golf ball. On 100 miles, it's on the other side of the town.
Yeah.
Right? And 20 years is 100 miles.
Interesting.
So who you marry, very, very powerful. Second thing, who are the people that you spend time with?
Yeah.
How healthy are they? Do they see health 3 times per week? Or is it something that they live and they... That extremely. Your peer group, you cannot ignore it.
Yeah, the 5 people you spend most time with.
5, 10, 20...
Whatever
people,
it is,
whatever. So that's... now, what I'm going to tell you, to be honest with you, is not rocket science. It's just another angle of the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've heard it. All diseases start in the gut and they end with the gut.
Yep.
So you want to sleep better, your gut. You want to have better energy, your gut. You want to be happier and not anxious, your gut. There's 92% of our serotonin is created in the gut. 400 times more melatonin receptors in the gut than in the brain.
Yeah.
Our hormones in the gut.
Yeah.
Everything is so that
Neurotransmitters,
even Mother
noradrenaline,
Earth,
everything, yeah.
like evolution. If you look at the embryo, the first what you see in embryo is the gut, then the brain, and then the heart. So even from God, from the universe, from evolution, it's also the gut is more important. So you have to optimize the gut. Now, what can you do? Obviously, what you put in your mouth. Obviously, organic, ecological. If it's processed, if it's not, if you cannot find it in nature, if it's a bar, whatever bar it is, chocolate or protein, it's usually processed. Avoid it.
Yeah.
And then all the heavy metals, the toxins.
You're better
the
off just not
parasites.
eating, are you? You're better off just not snacking. Just wait a little bit longer to your proper meal, isn't it?
Yeah. And eat less times and bigger meals so that your insulin spikes doesn't go up. And think, because it's more mental. Most people know what they do, know what they have to do.
Yeah, they
Most
do.
people. It's that they don't do it because they think, tomorrow, or it's okay, just one time. Having a mentor is the most... Me, after 17 years, I still have a mentor and I still call him every day. Sometimes it's 5 minutes, sometimes it's a half hour.
Yeah.
But having a mentor, because else what happens? Life just happens, right? So the mentor will bring you back to where you have to be.
Yeah.
So,
It is, yeah. It's someone having... I always say, like, a coach needs a coach. Someone like always overlooking, because when you're in the picture, you can't see the picture. You need someone looking at the picture from
100%.
afar and being like...
You
look.
cannot look and be in it.
Yeah.
And plus, you want to feel, with health, with business, with any type of peak performance, you want to feel the stinky breath of your mentor in your ears.
Accountability.
Accountability.
And letting them down, or whatever it is,
We often say...
Losing their money, or whatever it is,
Exactly.
Yeah.
We often say to our patient, just send us for the next 3 days a picture of what you're going to put in your mouth. Don't change anything.
Yeah.
Just that fact.
We do the same.
They
we
lose
do
weight.
the same. Yeah.
Just that
Just,
fact.
Just take pictures of your food.
Just take a picture of your food and send it to us.
It's the simplest way. Not writing anything,
No.
not
Picture.
typing it in. Just a picture, WhatsApp it, done.
Yeah, they get more aware. They're more aware that someone will gonna judge them about it and gonna tell them, hey, what the fuck are you eating?
Yeah.
And then suddenly they eat less, they eat more healthy, they make better
And it's
choices.
amazing how they change it all themselves.
all themselves.
Yeah.
So that's why the power of a mentor, the power of a coach, can be medical, and then you can add peptides, then you can add stem cells, then you can add hormone optimization and restoration. Then that's when the magic happens.
Yeah. It's interesting because I think that's such a big thing here for people living here in Saudi, especially, and the Saudis themselves. The family unit is a very, very strong here.
Yeah.
And they're big families, big friendship groups, big socialization, especially like today on a Friday, on Saturdays. And you go to some of these family dinners and these meals, and, it's... The table is like from here, as far as you can see. It's just everything, everything you can imagine is on that table, food-wise. And it's just, and as they always say, it's like, but it's so tough because I have this dinner. Like the dinners are the hardest thing.
Yes.
Because even every night, sometimes they have something going on with a family member or business dinner. And that's what they find the straight. It's like, oh yeah, but there was these starters. We had and when you go out for dinner with them as well, they order everything. Sometimes they order the whole menu and they put it on the table, and you're like, and you can see why. It's just so some of these habits and just the culture and the social expectations are just so different. So that's what they really struggle with at the moment. So if there's things like you were saying, like peptides, how can we get them gradually to move towards maybe, I don't know if it's healthier. I mean, that's what they've always done. It's part of their culture.
It's awareness.
Talking to Saudis, like, and people of this region, how would you try and get them a little bit healthier? You know what I mean?
I would say how we help our patient is not telling them change for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Change just for 4 weeks. After that, go back to who you were. Usually, there is some things that get stuck into their health, into their life from these 4 weeks.
Yeah.
High protein and just less carbs.
Yeah.
Less sugar.
Yep.
Other type of sugar, like stevia, that's 50 times sweeter than sugar, but has zero insulin spike.
Yeah.
There is so many choices you can do and still have a table from here to the end of the street full of foods that will make you faster full because the density of the food is higher.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, when you eat a lot of protein.
When you eat a lot of protein and fat, because a lot of people think, but fat will make me fat.
Yeah.
No. If you see what I eat, you'll be surprised how much I eat. But it doesn't make me fat.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of protein and there's a lot of fat. It's the sugar, the carbs, the heavy metals, and the parasite, like raw fish, for example.
Okay.
The parasite in igniting foods. That's what makes someone fat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I think you eat quite a lot of meat. Yeah. How would you describe your kind of diet?
Yeah, a lot of meat, a lot of protein, a lot of collagen, a lot of bone broth. We did a study. We thought
you reminded me a bit of like Liver King when I saw some of your stuff.
I don't eat it raw anymore.
Yeah. Okay.
A lot of organs.
Yeah.
A lot of organs.
Yeah. Okay.
And organs here are part of this culture.
Yeah.
Right?
Kebda.
Yeah, exactly.
Liver. Yeah.
Kebda is one of my favorite.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give you the scientific reason.
Okay.
Because everything that we eat, there is always evidence-based science behind it. We did a comparative study about does it even exist any population in the world that is never sick? We wanted to know what kind of diet do they eat? Does it exist? We found 14 populations in the world: Sub-Sahara, Alaska, Australia, one village in Switzerland, and the rest was in Latin America.
Okay.
And they were not sick. I'm talking about no diabetes, no cancer, no any type of insulin resistance diseases or neurodegenerative diseases, from 0 to 80. Nothing, zero.
Yeah.
We were like surprised. We didn't know it even existed. What surprised us, people in the desert eat totally different than in Alaska. Totally different than in Middle America or in Switzerland.
Yeah.
But they had a couple of things in common. What were these things? They all had this in common. They all ate organs. All of them.
Okay.
All ate or drank raw milk and raw butter.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yes. Even in Alaska, raw milk, raw butter.
Yeah.
Now here, raw milk from camels is amazing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So they had these things. And yes, some ate more vegetables, some had zero vegetables, but they all had zero processed foods.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, when they come to us, they say, I'm going to do a genetic testing. I said, it's bullshit. You don't need it. And I'll tell you why you don't need it. Because some of these people went into the Western world. They went from zero diabetes, zero insulin resistance to 72% of them gut diseases.
Yeah, it's like Mexicans or South Americans moving to America.
Exactly.
And they're now or Chinese, Vietnamese moving to America or England, for instance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Suddenly, boom.
Boom.
So yes, they had a genetic predispositions, but it not. You have to think like this: genetics is loading the gun, right? That's genetics. You are loading
the
gun.
environment pulls the trigger.
But the environment, what you eat, is what pulls the trigger. Right. So that's what you want to be aware of it, to not use it and not to disempower you, because it's easy to say, but it's my genetics. No, it has nothing to do. It's your lifestyle.
A lot of people blame genetics, don't they? They try and, as always, big boned and
exactly.
So no, you're just eating too much. You're not move around enough.
Exactly.
And
the most dangerous sentence in our clinic is, I eat quite healthy. And I'm talking about from biohackers and
quite.
medical doctors that come are patient of ours. And eat quite healthy. I said, you cannot eat quite healthy if you have cardiovascular problems. If you have insulin resistance, it's not quite healthy. It's like shit.
That's the awareness, isn't it? So many people are just unaware
Exactly.
of what they're putting in their mouths or what they're doing.
And that's why it's our obligation, once you know,
Awareness,
to share that awareness and different angles of knowledge, because for some people it will not resonate, but this one will resonate.
Yeah.
Right? So you want to
ask the questions.
Exactly.
Why did you do this?
Exactly.
And they're like, actually, why do I eat like this? Or why?
Or give them different solutions.
What
can you do? You can eat the same. We had, for example, 26% fat loss without restriction of calories. With zero less calories.
Yeah.
We just, instead of eating 5 times, eating it 1 or 2 times.
Yeah. Same
in a smaller
calories.
window. Exactly.
So I'm guessing you're not a proponent of calorie counting and calorie restricting all that.
No. You focus more on the quality of the calorie.
Yeah.
From fat, from protein, and obviously, if you want to lose weight, faster weight, you're gonna have to do some type of calorie restriction.
Yeah.
It's because the body is a physical process.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's mathematical process.
Yeah, that's part of it, isn't it?
If you want to do it fast, but if you want to do it slowly in a more natural way, just eat high protein, high fat, and less carbs.
Yeah. And fiber as well. Fiber's important.
Very important.
Yeah. Having all that.
Yeah.
Side, because I think so many people just get obsessed with all the and I don't think it helps as well. Like here on all the menus now, they're putting on all the calories of everything, and in one sense it's good awareness, but then also I think people fall the other way.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, I burn on the Apple Watch tells I burn like 500 or 1,000 calories in my workout. I'm going to eat 1,000 calories now.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Like if you wanna, the truth is that most of these menus, they use seed oils in it.
Yeah.
Right. And 500 calories without seed oils, 500 calories with seed oils has a huge different inflammation and cortisol response in your body. Suddenly, cortisol has effect on your insulin receptors. You burn less, your metabolism goes down, and you think, how is that possible? Oh, it's genetics. Because I'm eating not a lot of calories and still gaining weight. No, it's your seed oils. It's the inflammation. So that's also a very important point.
I don't see you wear much technology either. What's your view on all the wearables and
I used to wear them.
fitness tech and like all this kind of stuff?
Yeah, I used to wear them.
Yeah.
But then I did not like the fact, and we can do after this podcast an exercise where I'll show you your power holding your phone with you without holding your phone.
Right.
A huge difference.
Okay,
so
interesting.
I took out anything that's emitting Bluetooth on my body. From the Ring, the Aura, the Whoop, all these. I just don't. I know how I sleep. How I know it is how I wake up.
Yeah.
If I wake up and I'm super energized,
groggy,
I know I slept well.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
deep. Plus, there are ways how to maximize this. Like creatine, we have now enough studies about it where it's super powerful for sleep.
Yeah, if you're underslept and stuff, isn't it? It helps
Exactly. If
cognition.
you're underslept, exactly. So when I feel that,
Better
I
than
do
a
that.
coffee.
Better than coffee. I stopped
Take
drinking
some
coffee,
creatine.
NAD plus. Now instead of coffee, I take NAD plus.
Yeah, well, I've been hearing about NAD.
Yeah.
What is it?
Microdosing injection NAD plus.
What is NAD?
It's amazing. It's the reason why your 7-year-old nephew is jumping on the walls and everywhere and high energy, and you think, where the heck does he get this energy from? Comparing to a grandfather that's like half tired.
Yeah.
It's his mitochondria, and NAD plus is food, like simplified explanation, is food for your mitochondria. It's food for your energy boosters in your body, your internal ones.
That and some high intensity training or like interval training.
That with sprinting.
Yeah.
That with sleeping.
Yeah.
That with like 40%.
And this is a peptide, yeah?
No, it's not a
NAD?
peptide.
Okay.
And
A supplement? Or what is
it's a mitochondrial supplement, and you can take oral. I don't like the oral.
Right.
It's
drip,
less
isn't
efficient.
it?
I like them in
Oh, drip.
peptides.
Okay.
Yeah.
Drip. I don't like drips neither. I don't like IV because you get a mega boost, and if you microdose it,
It seems not natural, to get
so
so much
in
mega
one
burst,
time. I prefer to microdose it, and I stopped. I used to love coffee and espressos, clean, organic, ecological coffee. I stopped. I don't need more energy. Like sometimes.
What was that then? You were drinking before you?
No, that was cacao. Yeah, that was cacao. I eat cacao with my creatine. I use cacao.
Cacao. Okay.
Interesting.
So you do shots of cacao, yeah?
Yeah, just a spoon of cacao, organic, ecological.
Bit of hot
cacao,
water.
hot water, and some creatine. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna try that.
I'm gonna have to try it out.
Yeah, that's cool. So no coffee. Why no coffee?
Look, coffee is amazing. Coffee? You have to think like this. A lot of people use coffee just as a drink. Coffee is the most sprayed crop in the world, with herbicides, pesticides, and other compounds.
Yeah.
So that's number one. You want to have right coffee.
And
Second,
mold as well, isn't it?
exactly. That's the
Yeah.
second thing. It's also there's a lot of mold. So you need to have coffee with roasted date on it.
Okay.
To know when it has been roasted.
Right.
You need to come from a farm where the people are obsessed with their
Yeah,
plantation.
yeah.
Plus, coffee is a psychedelic. A lot of people don't know that. Coffee, if you look at the Arabic Renaissance, where Al Jabra suddenly starts, where beer got invented, where many other the first watch in the world was an Arabic invention, right? An Islamic invention.
Yep.
All that happened when they discovered coffee. The Renaissance of the Arab culture was during a coffee.
Creativity.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And then when that came to Europe, to the Western world, when they brought in coffee and tea, that's when the La Renaissance
yeah.
started. It
Yeah.
was when coffee also came.
Yes, you're right. Yeah.
So it's a psychedelic, because back then they were drinking beer and because water was too dangerous to drink.
Yeah, beer's much better. Yeah. But is that a bad? So is psychedelics bad then? Like
No. I mean, I don't
if
know
we're creating,
how much we can talk about psychedelics here, but it's always a tool, right?
Right.
It's a tool.
But I mean, it's a legal psychedelic, isn't it? I mean, we have it
in
everywhere.
a medical
you know?
setting, not in Peru in the middle of the jungle, but in a medical setting with integration specialists, with medical doctors and psychiatrists, and that will guide you through the journey to maximize your effort out of it. Highly achievable and highly advisable to people. You know, because we are not anymore tribal. We don't live anymore 200 people in a cave where we support each other. And sometimes you need some compounds to reset your brain, to reset your neuroplasticity. And now it's being used at the University of Leiden in Netherlands. DMT as IV to ignite back the neuroplasticity of people who got strokes,
Okay.
who get paralyzed.
Right.
Huge benefits and results from that.
And so cacao. So you like cacao for what reasons? Less caffeine or?
No caffeine.
Yeah.
Cacao has some antioxidant. The only dangerous thing of cacao, you have the source. Like everything else, it's
Quality.
all about the source.
The quality
because
of it all, yeah.
Cacao, there's a lot of cadmium from cacao. And cadmium got and stick in the brain, and you get brain fog. So you always, when you buy something, food, whatever, source.
Right.
Be obsessed with the source. As I told you, these 14 populations, they didn't have a very diversified food.
Yeah.
Right? But the source was uber clean, 0%. If you want to change one thing in your life,
Just,
on food part, be obsessed with the source.
To get the most bang for your buck out
Yes,
of it, yeah. And all of it with the quality of the meat, the fruit, the vegetable,
And it's
everything.
so easy. Like there are 5 flights from Spain to the Middle East per day. There are 6 from Italy. There are 3 from France. There are 6 from Japan. There are 4 from Australia. You can find a regenerative farm, sign a deal with them. They send you a box once a week full of food that is clean, organic, ecological, that you know that the people are obsessed with their farm.
Yeah.
Finished. It's like buying an apartment. How many times are you going to buy the same apartment? You think, Noah, what a crazy thought. You buy it one, you
Yeah.
renovate it one time, and then you rent it out or you live in it one time, and that's it.
Yeah.
Same, automate your food supply. It's an investment, yes, but after that, it's automatic pilot.
I bet in Spain, I mean, Barcelona, there's some great suppliers there, right?
Outside Barcelona, definitely.
Yeah, outside,
there's
yeah.
amazing farms almost in every country. Also here in the Middle East.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, amazing.
Saudi's starting to do. They're doing more and more. I had a client they set up a big farm up north of Jeddah, about a couple of hours north. But yeah, some of the land, especially like in the south of Saudi and up in the north, incredible.
More green.
Everything in the
Good
middle
fruits.
is quite deserty, but you go north or south.
There you
it's-
go. Maybe you don't even have to go to Spain or Italy.
And the coffee, coffee is great if they're doing more and more. I mean, the country's doing it themselves.
Yes.
They're going, trying to become less reliant and rely on other places and produce their own stuff because they have so much stuff here. They just never done it or never bothered to do it in the past.
And they have enough people.
Yeah, they've got a big population compared to like UAE or
Yeah.
other places and so much space. So. And the dates here. What do you think about like the kind of local food here?
Dates actually is one for women who are pregnant, for people who want to eat less sugar. Dates will regulate and down-regulate your insulin. So after dinner, if you
I
eat
read a piece of
dates,
research like years
Yeah.
ago about that, saying
Yeah.
actually they do the opposite.
they do the opposite. Yeah.
'Cause
Obviously not if you're gonna eat 20
Yeah.
dates, but 1, 2, 3 dates, amazing.
Yeah.
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 That's why they often have them after a meal, don't
Yeah.
they? To help
It's the
down-regulate
sweets.
insulin
Isn't
after
it?
all the rice
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like things like
There
this.
is a lot
you
of
know?
knowledge and wisdom.
Wisdom that's been
ancestral-
passed.
Ancestral,
Yeah.
yeah. So you wanna. One of my favorite topics is anthropology in medicine, because you study history, you understand where we're going.
So where are we going? What train are we on? Yeah, well,
This
okay.
guy's loud.
Yeah, you can pick up the bin.
Yeah.
So where are we going with?
I mean, there is a path, a split between the no's and the no-nos.
Are we hopeful? Yeah.
I'm very positive and very hopeful about humanity.
Future looks bright. Yeah.
And even if you look at the statistics,
Mhm.
if you look at the statistics, there are less people born with diseases, there are less people born deaf, there are less people who are uneducated, there are not any more people dying from hunger as much as before.
Yeah.
So the world is definitely promising if you look at the statistics. The problem is the media is showing that the world is going down because
Yeah.
everything is faster in front of our face from everywhere, from TV
Yeah.
and social media. But if you look at the stats, the world is an amazing place. Like I have in my phone now the power more than the richest man in the world 30 years ago.
Yeah, it's crazy. Isn't
It's
it?
crazy.
Especially with AI now. I mean, and how do you see AI fitting in with our wellness and everything?
I studied AI in 2003. I graduated from AI.
Okay.
And when I used to say I'm studying AI, they thought, oh, artificial insemination? No. Artificial intelligence, is that a real study?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm very glad that now finally it became more mainstream, and it will speed up the process of knowledge, of implementation, of us learning faster and becoming more efficient.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's you want to be more efficient with your raw resources. That's what's gonna make us win the race. It can
Yeah.
be human resources, it can be raw materials.
Yeah, I see even already. You know, even here, like doctors of big hospitals are using it. You know, interpretation of blood results.
100%.
Bam,
Yeah.
bam, bam. It's just so
Guilty.
quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it
Why
makes
not?
sense though.
Yeah.
Why not?
We,
You
we,
know?
we created a digital brain from all the knowledge of all our doctors.
Yeah.
And suddenly it can help and assist and can be
Yeah.
a perfect
Speed
nurse.
things up.
You still need humans, but for now you still need humans.
Yeah.
Now. Yeah.
Yeah. But now, when do you think that transition will be? When will there be less humans?
I mean,
10 years?
I mean, with the speed that's going, I don't know, to be honest with you. That's the honest answer.
Yeah.
I am seeing changes, and I'm very connected to the AI world that are going much faster than we ever have dreamed of.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think they're gonna? Do you think governments or whatever will come in and just try and slow things down a bit, or they're very like, let's
It's
get
very
it?
difficult. It's very difficult to slow things down. It's very difficult to regulate a digital environment.
Yeah.
Impossible? No, but it's very difficult.
Yeah.
Mm.
And a lot of people see AI as something not positive,
Yeah.
fully positive. Well, the same people when the steam train came and there were transportation companies by horses.
Yeah.
They said, "Come on, it has no soul. A horse has a soul, and it's kind, and it's your friend." And well, where are these transportation companies now?
Yeah.
So if you don't embrace change, you're gonna have a problem, a challenge.
Yeah. Most people don't though, do they?
No.
They don't embrace change. Everyone's very resistant
Yeah.
to it and focus on the negative.
And that's why you wanna optimize your health, so you can think, "Oh, I wanna embrace change because I'm still healthy and energetic and young."
Mm.
So like with people would say supplements like this, right? These are like
Mhm.
the 5 supplements that everyone needs, whether it's
Yes.
like an omega-3, you
Yes,
need
yes.
a magnesium, you need a
Yes.
vitamin D. What about that for peptides? What are like the go-to initial ones, like
Yes.
foundation, building blocks, whatever you want to
Yes.
call it? Where would you go? Recommend to start with?
I get that question a lot. Now, first, supplements. Supplements for me are not supplements.
Mm.
They're not natural. Supplements are drugs.
Mm.
And there is no tree or plant or an animal where you can take the supplements from.
Yeah.
So you need to treat them as drugs. And yes, you can get a kidney failure from too much zinc
Yeah.
or too much B12, right?
Yep.
So you want to treat them as drugs based on blood work
Mhm.
and on symptoms,
Yeah.
right? So that's how you treat supplements. Same for peptides.
Mhm.
If you tell me, okay, what is the 5 best peptides. For what?
Yeah.
Is it you want to build muscles? You want to lose fat? You have brain fog? You have erectile dysfunction? You want to be more fertile? You know, you have an injury?
So symptomatic and
100%.
Yeah.
Blood work, symptoms, and goals.
Mm.
The 3 pillars.
And is that so? Like with your clinic, people come and they do questionnaires online, or that's
100%.
and everything.
Questionnaires, 1.5 to 2 hours dive deep in what you want to achieve.
Yeah.
Sometimes they come for something. You know, we sell them what they want, but we give them what they need. And that's very important because a lot of people have assumptions about what health is
Yeah.
until they see their data and based on the reference ranges of 1950, not today.
Yeah.
You know, the optimal reference range, and then their symptoms, and then their goals.
Yeah. Because even between countries, they're all different ranges and references. But that's where AI now can kind of look at everything
100%, yeah.
and give
Yeah.
the right ranges.
Yeah.
You know.
Plus, look, there is ranges, and there is something called receptors sensitivity.
Okay.
You might need half the dose that I need from peptides, and you might need double the dose. We all have different genetics. We still need these peptides, but you might need half. Why
Yeah.
take double if you don't need it?
Yeah.
So that's also very important because we have a lot of people said, yeah, I'm already on this. I didn't feel anything. We double the dose, we triple the dose, and suddenly they feel amazing.
Yeah.
Wow, I did not know I had so clogged receptors.
Yeah.
Usually heavy metals and toxins clog the receptors.
In Saudi, what's I don't know the legality. What's how do they approach peptides here? Medical and doctors can prescribe them, and
Like, to be honest with you, we prescribe them to many Saudi patients
Yeah.
of ours, and they have had amazing results from it.
yeah. I'm interested.
Yeah.
You know, to get a full panel. And with the panel, the blood panels, are you looking at the hormones? Are you looking at the organs? What are you looking at for the peptides? You know,
No, we look at inflammation.
inflammation, the marker.
We look
yeah.
at hormones.
Yeah.
You have to think like this: peptides will make you faster, stronger in whatever you want to achieve.
Yeah.
Right. But it's not the foundation. So if someone comes to, and often people heard peptides, a new thing, yeah, let me take peptides. They come to us, I want to take peptides. Okay, let's do your blood work. Okay, but your hormones are of my grandfather.
Yeah.
You know, let's first fix your hormones because the peptides will not do anything if you don't fix your hormones.
Okay.
So we fix first the foundation and we test the
So
foundation
like the
first.
pyramid, you know, you
Exactly.
start with that, and then
And we do it parallel, right?
Yeah.
So yes, we focus on the symptoms and the root cause. Because if you're gonna be more energetic within 1-2 weeks, if you start losing weight within 1-2 weeks because of
Yeah.
peptides, you're gonna also want to focus on the foundation because you think, oh yeah, your identity change.
Yeah.
Right? So it's that you wanna do it at the same time.
yeah, try and
People want fast results.
yeah, they want to have results. They want to
Yeah.
see results.
Exactly.
Because that only even with a clinical coach, that's how you build rapport. They trust you then. Okay, this
100%.
guy knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
so because if you don't, you're like, oh no, let's wait, let's do the foundations. Because otherwise, you get to say, right, we have to start with water. We're going to get you hydrated, and you're all going to increase your
Yeah.
breath. They'll be like, I
100%.
just want to get.
If I tell you, look, yeah, I can make you stronger and fitter, and it's
Yeah.
gonna take 2.5
5
years.
years. Yeah.
You know, you think, man, come on.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
If I tell you it's gonna take 2-3 months and you're gonna see a huge effect within the first weeks, let's do it.
Yeah,
So
even
people
if it's
don't-
how you translate the message as well.
Exactly.
You know?
And people don't want results. People want fast results.
Yeah.
That's very, very important. And with the science that we have, it's a marriage between Mother Nature strategies and evidence-based scientific strategies. So you have to combine that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. It's and this in this region is you say because you spend time in Dubai and all that sort of. There's a lot of popularity around, you know, with the
Yes.
peptides
Yes,
and
yes.
people
always want
because they're
the next
performance
new thing.
driven
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they want to push.
Yes.
And so you said like between like 50 years old, 60, like that's the 40, 50s is when people get it. Or you can
Depends.
start as young as what 20s. Is
Yes,
there any benefits of that?
I
Or
mean, no, 20s. Look, if you're in your 20s and you want to do peptides, usually you have a problem.
yeah,
Right.
you need to address all the other stuff.
Yes, and we can use peptides to help you have faster results and integrate the foundation. But the effect of most, like 80% of our patients are above 35,
Yeah,
and because that's when the degradation of your biology starts.
starts happening.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It used to be at your 50, but now it's unfortunately
because of
younger.
the environment. Yeah,
Because environment, toxins, and because lifestyle, because sleep, because food, because non-training, non-moving, so many reasons. Yeah.
yeah,
Like a guy in Sardinia that's 92 and going the hill every day 1.5 hours, they don't need peptides. Like they're not using peptides. They don't use ice baths.
Yeah, they didn't even know what it is.
Yeah.
HBOT. You know, it's all natural. But we are not there anymore.
Because I think in terms of like age prediction, you know what I mean? Because we're obviously the environment we're living in, and we're aging. There's more stress, more environmental stresses on us. Maybe we're aging faster. Maybe we're not. I don't know. Is there new kind of science about with all these kind of things, whether it's with peptides? Do you think we're going to be living even longer? Is that what everyone's saying? Is
Yeah.
We're going to be hit 120s,
Yes,
130s?
Yes. I mean, you already see a surge of longevity, right? Comparing to 1,000 years ago, most people died of viruses and bacteria, not from wars. Right?
So there's more and more centenarians than ever now?
100%.
Yeah.
And people who are in their 80s and 90s. Right?
Mm.
So, yes, but I don't want to focus on putting more years into your life. I prefer to focus to put more life into your years.
Okay.
Because if you live today and you optimize today, the longevity is a byproduct.
Yeah.
Right? So I think that's number one. Number two is always going back to the basics. You focus on the basics, and again, now science will give that extra 10, 20 years.
Yeah.
Yes, science definitely do that.
So what age do you think you're going to live to?
I don't know, whatever God gives me.
You just open, yeah?
Yeah, I do my
Because
best.
some people say, I
every
want
day.
to. What's that like? Brian Johnson. He's like
Yes.
140.
Yeah, I mean, it's aim for the stars and you'll end up in the moon, right?
Yeah.
So it's a great ambition.
Yeah.
I prefer just to maximize my day
yeah.
and
Just focus on day to day.
get it the day. Yeah.
Yeah. How can I get? I think that's a healthy way of looking at it. You know,
Yeah.
like how
And-
can I
and
make?
come-
How can I
and-
make today the
And
best? You know.
add things like now we have funny. Like the more I study science, the more I study evidence-based science, the more religious I become. The more I believe in God.
Yeah.
Because everything that I'm discovering has been already written in the Quran and in
In
the
some
Bible.
text somewhere, in some book somewhere.
It's
yeah,
amazing. It's amazing. So, yes, for example, when we did a study 7 years long about what kind of families live the longest, we found out that 3 generational families are living in the same household, are living the happiest and the longest. The next day we called our parents and they were obliged to come and live with us. And implementing that will give me maybe it's a statistical game. You add all these things and you do all these things, it will raise the chances of your genetics being expressed in a good way.
Yeah, it's interesting. I actually was coaching a couple of older clients that were in the Saudi gentlemen in their 80s. They just started exercising.
It's amazing.
They just started training.
Never too late.
Yeah.
And he started at 83 years old. And he had always walked. Used to run a little bit when he was younger.
Yes.
And then he just got a bit of an injury. He did a 10K and he was like at 83. And he was like, yeah, I just picked up a bit. So I started, because my background's more injuries. And so we started working together. And he was like a teenager. Newbie gains. Just strength went way up.
Yes.
Muscle mass, you know.
That,
And he's like,
yeah.
I'm 83. And he's like, I never thought I'd like feel like this. Just from exercise.
Amazing.
You know?
Yeah, we have so many studies around weight resistance training,
Yeah.
where even the bone density goes up
Yeah.
if you start training, even of people that started in their 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
So it's never too late.
Yeah.
And then now you have the science of adding stem cells, adding exosomes, adding peptides to speed up and reverse the damage that life gave us.
Yeah, it's just crazy, isn't it? And the other thing with him was, both gentlemen, was where they've seen Saudi back in 1940s, nothing, just desert. You know, before the kind of oil, came out, and they were, how they used to live, no air conditioning.
Wow.
He said, we used to live in Riyadh. He was born and raised in Riyadh. And he said, back in the 1950s, there was no air conditioning, and it was summer, July. It's not like we could move away or something.
It was okay.
They just
Your body
got on with it.
adapts.
Yeah. And he said now, it's like everything with all the air conditioning, the lights,
The mold in the conditioning, the blue light in the
and they survived. They did okay.
Yeah, exactly.
They got through the hot summers somehow with all the design, how they designed the buildings, the thick walls, and
yes.
they shifted their routine to more in the evening.
Yes,
and,
exactly. I don't know if you've seen this clay bottles where you put it outside and the water inside is cooler than you have been doing it.
That's crazy. Yeah,
it's crazy. So that's why ancestral wisdom, we can learn so much from.
This is what I'm worried a little bit about with Saudi, especially, is like is that I think they do in a very, like you see the building, they're trying to keep the natural and the culture and the history and the religion and everything as part of, which is great. I hope they don't go too far away from it, because they had all the wisdom, you know what I mean, in terms of health. And some of the clients that they're in their 80s, they're in their 90s, living to 100, and it's like, but then you see the younger generations who have been more exposed to the West.
It's
and
crazy.
they're not healthy.
More than 60% has an insulin resistance in Saudi. 60% of the country.
I think the third most obese nation in the world.
It's crazy.
Behind Kuwait and America.
But I do have a lot of trust and belief in the leaders and in the embracing what's happening here.
Yeah, I mean, look, you're here now, aren't
you? Exactly. So
with Xenos Health, and we're here, like all this sort of stuff.
Exactly. And they have the resources, the energy, the dedication to bring that knowledge, and then it's part of implement. And it's, as you said, re-educating.
Yeah, don't drift too far from what all the wisdom you have, because you're on the right path. Like,
exactly.
I mean, you look at the blue zones.
Yeah.
Like these guys, they live a very, whether it's in Japan or in Costa Rica or Sardinia or
Greece, or
they're doing okay with not much.
Exactly.
With not too much tech, not too much, interference with everything. So. Well, Noah, look, thanks. I really appreciate you spending some time with us on the talk show.
Thank you.
Where can people find out about you and read more or watch more or
on my Instagram account? Or they can just send us an email on the longevity clinic.
I really appreciate you sharing more about peptides and all that sort of. That's for me. I've never really gone into that, and it's a new, still fairly new. World as such to kind of get into, but it sounds pretty awesome. You're doing a lot of good work, so really appreciate it. And thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
Until next time, hopefully.
Thank you.